I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing, you've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.
Yo guys, let's keep hustling. My name is Rudo. I'm a full-time stay-at-home crypto trader and investor, and this is the Trade for a Living podcast where I look at daily setups for you guys, do a little bit of technical analysis, all on small time frames, nothing investment related. So let's cut the noise and let's head over to the comments and quickly say hi to those joining in live. I see Mr. Jockey is here first today. Hi, Jockey. Hello, Renee, Jaden, Mart on Twitter. Hello, Mart. Thanks for tuning in on all the various streams. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at what perspired in the last day or so. So the buddy indicator gave a nice short there this morning. It went to TP1, TP2. And at the moment, the TP signals also thrown out for the long setup. So the bullish momentum at that stage ran out. So you're out of that trade. The buddy also on the breakout, and this is sometimes the frustration thing, gave another short there. It was seeing some pullback momentum, and then obviously the market just basically screwed everybody over. So you're going to have to take all the setups with a buddy indicator. You cannot have, cannot be picky on these things. You know, these setups, they play themselves out, and statistically, the buddy on any of the strategies that's loaded in it has got a 65% success rate. So you just need to manage your risk, and there's a free money printer for you. Let's quickly have a look at our chart in the sense of support and resistance levels. It's important that we kind of define this on the bigger time frame as well, seeing as that we're making a higher high. So the first thing that I want to just point out to you guys is if we go daily time frame, I want to actually scale this up a little bit more because I want to show you why I'm buying these levels. On the daily time frame, I'm going to switch to a line tool. Forget about the little noise there. That's irrelevant. Your attention needs to be on this. When we started our descent into the abyss of what was for most of people on the altcoin side, a bear market, meaning their coins just kept on dumping. There's a few critical levels that I just want to point out that might be of some resistance for us. So this is when the shit started hitting the fan, and around 63,100, that's probably when the market's going to give you another, wait a minute, is this still bullish kind of environment where it's going to reach that zone and potentially sell off. So that's an important resistance level. And if you then look at where prices at the moment regarding, you know, this is the closing prices. So I've just got it on the closing price source. So if you look at where prices at the moment, you have a scenario that we're very close to resistance. So this is definitely from a daily point of view, not a good time to enter long-term swings, okay? Although I'm saying 65, just understand that I'm not seeing it as a swing, because for me, a swing now for BTC would be something like a good buy that I can take out of this range because we're trapped within this range. So limit your expectations on time with any of the trades that you're taking at this moment, because there's going to be some resistance up in your face. Okay. Then another thing is when we kind of try to make a higher high, there was a support level created, which was also significant. You can see how price was bouncing and, rejecting off that level. So our bottom of our range for now in our trading scope, when we need to be deciding whether one would be trading, is going to be at around 60,800. So if I now zoom in, I've got two critical levels marked out. I want to zoom in. I can now go to the 4-hour time frame to start looking at that. So in the 4-hour time frame, you can clearly see that these two levels, and let me maybe just color them in a different color for you guys. So let's maybe use, I don't want to see orange today. I want to see something a little bit more cheerful. Let's go a light yellow. Now, it's not too much of a green color. Let's rather than just go baby blue. There we go. Okay, that's cheerful. Okay, so where we're at, you can clearly see that there's going to be resistance, there's going to be support, and where price is finding itself is smack in the middle. Don't believe me? Go to your fib, put a fib between these levels and extend it. So I'm just going to use my 50% fib. This means that we're in an area where the most amount of opinions regarding where the price is going to go above 63 or where the price is going to fall below 60s entering the market. So if that is the case, what am I expecting? I'm expecting sideways. So now if we take this into the 15-minute and we bring the candles in, that is what's happening. That's why the market's going sideways. It's trying to decide whether it needs to go up or whether it needs to go down. If everything still makes sense up this stage, give me a shout out in the comments by just saying bull market. Let's quickly see, because I believe it's a bull market. I almost want to start becoming like one of those guys. It will go up, and just click my eye like that and say, it's not going to drop ever again, and don't worry, you don't need any risk management while we're at this, But that's the reality of the current price action that's finding ourselves. And just remember, and I'm just going to say this once, I don't want to doomsday the thing for you guys, is when we look at this chart, the Fed pivot chart, there's one significant thing that you need to remember. The Fed pivots, okay? And if I draw a line all the way down, the Fed pivoted there, and then the stock market rallies for a long period still after the Fed pivot. And then the shit and the recession hits. So that's probably going to be when our bear market hits. So don't see the fact that the pivot is there as a free fall. It's just going to be bullish indefinitely. There's an end to this. There's going to be an end to any run. Any bear market has a bottom and any bull market has a top. So just kind of know that is something that's going to happen. Now, I dive more into the mainstream. So let's not go into too crazy into that, but I just wanted to remind you guys of that. Okay, so these are the important levels to watch. You now know this. The upper end of the market is 63,300. The bottom end of the market is 60,700. And this is on the Prime XBT trading pair, or the after prime trading pair. So if you use Bitfinex or anything like that, I've now shown you, just rewind video and pick those same levels on any of the other exchanges. Okay. And yes, Bigger MC says 33 watching, 3 likes. Come on. The algorithm does respond nicely on these likes. Guys, so do me a solid, just tick on that little thing and then let's be done with it, So let's go on now. So now we're in this range. What the hell to do with this range? That's an important thing for us. And so the big thing for me is I tend to be a little reserved when it comes to in this range. So I've got my account open. I'm looking to enter for about 8 BTCs on this account. And then this one, I want to go 2. And then I've got the copy trade account. I don't know how many BTCs I'm going to be entering there. But yeah, the last trade I took there, I basically upped it with at least 45%. So I'm looking to enter maybe, say, a Bitcoin on that copy trade account, and then I've got a few other accounts that I tend to like to spread the thing, because each account has got a different game plan. If I'm sitting and looking at everything at any given stage, I'll just get crazy. So I've learned to know how to manage myself, and that's something that each of you guys needs to do. But looking at this, so I'm looking for an entry somewhere around this in this mess. And I've got my account set so that's on market, so I don't have to worry about where it is. Once I'm happy with the conditions, I just need to make sure that my invalidation is there. So currently I'm looking at 61,850 thereabout on Prime. Let me show you how I get there. Okay, so looking at this upper and the lower end of the range, this now becomes a demand zone and a supply zone. Now, you'll draw the demand zone from the bottom of the wick to the top of the closing price, because that is really when the deal was struck. So all this was a good deal up till that point, and now we've confirmed that we have a good deal. Okay, and you're going to draw the same from the other side. So this is the supply zone. All this is a bad deal, or for those who want a short, a good deal, and vice versa. And where we're at is the worst place to buy, because if you're in a supply zone, you're kind of sitting in a situation where, it's 50-50. So the thing can jump up and jump down and jump up and jump down. And this is where retail traders come in and they say they're geniuses. Who've ever seen these kind of pendants and patterns and stuff? So they start drawing lines like this, saying that now we've broken the triangle, this is a breakout. Or the next guy that logs in right now say, well, the triangle's only going to form here, and then there will be a breakout. These kind of patterns, remember, they're open to your own perception. You've seen them all play out beautifully, but when you draw them and you want to trade to them, how many times have you been successful on it? Let me know if this is a bulletproof strategy for you, but I've never had really good success with this. I need to wait for the fear and the right environment in the market to grab the buy. That's just me. Okay. But remember that this is going to be what your opponents are looking at. So if they're looking at this, how are they going to lose? Where are they going to lose? Well, typically they're going to be looking at these lines and saying to themselves, okay, what should the price not do? It shouldn't fall below this level. Okay, so I'm going to make this line, I'm just going to mark it as a key momentum, and I'm going to make the line really thick. I'll make it solid for the argument. So price shouldn't fall below that line. Okay, so then I'm saying to myself, if price is not allowed to fall below that line, that's 61,900. So where would their stops be? Their stops would be there. So that's why my price needs to be down here. In the demand zone where I know that there will be defense, and that's going to be where I'm betting that they're going to lose. Simple as that. I'm just trying to bet that. Am I going to act on this just yet? No, not really, because if I look at the closing of this and I switch back to the closing prices, we're closing on it. We haven't really claimed it. So if we can reclaim this and then have a shakeout, I will be there. So I'm waiting 7 more minutes plus for this to happen. Okay, simple as that. Another way that these guys draw it is obviously on closing prices. You can do it like that, and that changes the narrative somewhat, but it doesn't really change my argument. So I don't really tend to think too much about this. Okay, so there you have a really good idea of what everybody else is looking. Another thing to just keep in mind before we look, now that you have a level, you have an idea of where potential stop needs to be, do the following and just look at the timing that we've been experienced for Bitcoin for the last. I said it to you guys yesterday. I'm just going to say it again. Around 4 p.m. my time, that's when the market really starts making big moves. So it will shake you out. That's a big move. Or it will break out of a range. That's a big move. Sometimes it will do nothing. But for the majority of things, 4 p.m. does show a significant time in the market. So if that is the case, why not hold off for a few hours to wait and see what the market does? Okay, makes sense? Okay, so there you have it, guys. Let's see. What do you have in the chart? Everybody, hello, Dean. Hello, Tragic Garlic. Bully bull market. Yes. Well, it's always going to bully you out of your market, out of your money. Remember, everybody makes money in the bull market, but very few tend to keep it. That's the key here. That's the goal where risk management comes in. Okay, so you've got the levels. You know what to do. Let's quickly have a look at alt season, because this then, if I'm saying it's a bull market and I'm saying it's going to go up, don't worry, and we're going to be having an amazing time. When is the alt season going to happen? Because that's an important one. So then we just need to quickly head over to the dominance. Now, there's two things that you need to look at when you want to, kind of time the alt season. Because firstly, dominance needs to break down. The dominance is sitting at 58%. Now, the last time the dominance was this high, I'm just going to switch to a weekly time frame. The last time we had dominance so high, look at this. This was before previous bull market. We had the dominance that high. And you can see that the dominance from that point, once it lost the lateral range it was kind of in, that's when our real alt season happened, 1st of February 2021. So where we're at, we're in really high seasons. But how would you trade something that's clearly trending down? So I'm going to switch this to a line tool again, because I think it will make it a little bit more visible. What does the market do? Well, here you only had Bitcoin and a few shitcoins like Doge, and so it's really hard to use that as a dominance, as viable data. But when we had Ethereum and Solana and the Ethereum, XRP, EOS, what else? Security coins like now I'm at a loss for words. But the whole narrative around it, that basically spawned the dominance in this area. And this was the first real sign of alt season. Okay. So when price, anything that's trading, when you create a sell-off like this, there will be in the future resistance and ranges built around that. Okay. Now what we've done is we've done the exact same. Price migrated to these areas of resistance. I typically say take that, apply the strat 4. I teach this in the Discord. And when you have strat 4, that is when your hidden bearish divergence will continue and price will sell off a little bit lower. So it's not totally in the zone, but you can see as soon as I start moving this, the dominance is tickling that line. Okay. So here we are, and I want to see a continuation. So I'm looking for exactly that same kind of environment. So strat 4, I'm going to move this in there. And the dominance is starting to tickle that environment. It's not quite there yet. Okay. So this is setting up for a good area, but alt season now? No. Alt season will happen somewhere with the dominance between 60% and this. This is where I think the market will turn around. Can it go as high as there? Yes, 66. I mean, we can be wrong for longer than, the rule is you can be wrong for longer than you can stay solvent. So don't bet on a losing. If it's not, take it level by level and just, run with it. Okay. So here we have that. Then if I zoom into this little price action to kind of define, is there a bearish signal to act on? Yesterday I explained to you guys, yes, there's hidden bearish, there's strong bearish divergence, lower low in the RSI, but as long as we stay above that pivot, it's still not alt season. Last little thing is, if I move this over and we look at Ethereum as a really good example, because we know the rules, this time it is different, but it's also the same. So let's just remind ourselves of that. Bitcoin moved first. That's true. Everything is losing money to Bitcoin. Unless it's in a little bit of a breakout pump, then you're making money. But in general terms, if you're looking at it in a 6-month time horizon, Bitcoin's outperforming everything. That's phase 1, path to alt season. Phase 2, Ethereum. Maybe it's going to be Ethereum and Solana. Maybe it's going to be Solana, then Ethereum. But in essence, until the trend shows me otherwise, I have to believe that Ethereum is going to be the one moving first. Why? It's also the OG altcoin. It's got the biggest base. It's got the biggest amount of apps and stuff on it. It's just the way. Solana is getting to it, but it's not. It's no Ethereum just yet. Okay. So if that is the case, going back to this, if I look at Ethereum to the BTC pairing and I scale this back up to the weekly time frame, we've been creating lower lows consistently. And this was my hope that we were going to go there. And yet again, we crossed the red line. So we're potentially still not there. This thing might still sell off even lower before it turns. So alt season here yet? No. Okay, that's me. That's where I'm at with that. Simple answer for a long story to bring you to a simple answer. Don't bet that the alt season is going to be just yet. So if you're sitting in a situation where Ethereum, and this is not all the Ethereum setups, let me just go to a 4-hour time frame. I think then at least you will be able to see. So if you look at your Ethereum scenario, yes, we're breaking out, but this is not bull market breakout. This is potentially a breakout for a higher high, come back, test lows, higher high, and then go. There's still going to be time. Okay, so I'm not going to FOMO in on these things. We planted the seeds long ago. Okay, Solana. There's no bull cycle. We're just trying to make a higher high. Hidden bearish divergence already. If we don't get this, Solana has a good chance of selling back down. Simple as that. Phantom, we can tag on Phantom real quick. Moving nicely. Let's give this scale, because Phantom is a little bit, give this scale. Where are we at? We're close to resistance. We're making higher highs. So Phantom is one of those outliers. If you're in it, ride it. It's like the SUI setup that I shared. It was in a sell zone, but don't sell because there's no reason for selling. This is in the same area. It's something you need to look to sell, but at this moment, don't sell because there's no reason to do so. Okay. We can look at something like NEAR is getting up ready. Remember, it's going to be hitting up resistance pretty soon. Probably going to have hidden bearish divergences as well. So just remember that the alts are not ready to alt season yet. They need to accumulate. They need this. Once it's gone through its version of this anger to depression to disbelief scenario, maybe we're doing the beginnings of that, past desperation stage. Simple as that. That's what the alts needs to do. Once that's there, we're golden. Okay, Mr. Tragic Garlic, I am sorry to disappoint you, but Sui is going to be in the mainstream, so we're going to be looking at that a little bit later. And for everybody else, drop me comments like Altus. How does Cardano's future look like? That's basically what he's saying there for those that do not speak Afrikaans. Cardano's got a bright future, in my opinion. How does the chart look like? We'll leave that for the next stream. Guys, I'm going to say goodbye. These streams are always intended to be 7 minutes or 8 minutes. I'm already breaking the rules going into 20 minutes. So I'll talk to you guys later on today. So stay tuned for that one. Then we're going to talk about Sui and a few other coins. I'm busy doing the TA on that. And have a lovely day. Chat to you later. And hopefully, back to trading. Hopefully, you can see my entries getting all cheaper and cheaper. And if I can get this cheaper, the goal for me for this account is to just take a $2,000 loss if I'm wrong. So if I can get this cheaper, I can buy another BTC. And you see, so this is the thing about being patient. If this thing goes lower, I can buy more and up that until the loss is there. Just for full disclosure, guys, this is my trading history for the week. So we ended up taking a nice trade. All this basically ended up giving me a break-even kind of price action. So I'm about $8,000 up for the month, basically, on this account. Not that crazy, but one nice big another push like this with a bigger position. This was 3 BTCs. Next one will be way more. I can easily put another 15, 20K into this. And then that's a comfortable trading and money that I can use to buy the dip on some of these alts. Okay. You have a lovely day. Chat later, guys. Cheers.
I'll keep hustling.
Subscribe now.